We live in a time where science and religion are often seen as opposites. One says proof, the other says faith, right? But what if the Quran already spoke about something that science only discovered recently? Today, we explore one of the most mind-blowing signs in the Quran, the waves under waves, beneath the darkness of the deep sea.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this short documentary video, we will explore the mystery of internal wave, powerful movements beneath the ocean surface that remain hidden from the human eye. Amazingly, this phenomenon was already described in the Quran over 1,400 years ago.
In a world where science is rapidly advancing, many Muslims are unaware that some of its foundations are already hinted at in the Quran. This project was inspired by a single, powerful verse in Surah An-Nur, where Allah describes waves upon waves, darkness in the deep sea, and clouds that layer above them. At first glance, this verse may sound poetic, but through the lens of modern science, it reveals something astonishing. We choose this issue because we realize that many Muslims today disconnect religion from reason, treating the Quran as purely spiritual and ignoring its deeper intellectual dimensions. By understanding the concept of waves upon waves, a phenomenon confirmed by oceanographers centuries later, we hope to reawaken curiosity and bridge the gap between science and revelation. So let us begin from beneath the surface.
أو كظلمات في بحر اللج يغشاه موج من فوقه سحاب.
In Surah An-Nur verse 40, Allah describes the condition of a disbeliever as in a deep sea, overwhelmed with waves, topped by clouds, layers of darkness one above another. This verse is more than just a metaphor. It describes something that science has only confirmed in modern times, the existence of internal waves hidden deep beneath the surface of the ocean. These waves occur between layers of water with different densities and are not visible from above. At the time the Quran was revealed, no one had the tools or knowledge to explore the deep sea. Yet this verse accurately describes wave beneath wave, just as scientists observe today. It is a powerful reminder that the Quran is not only a guide for the soul, but also a book that encourages deep reflection and discovery.
Now, I would like to share how one verse from the Quran beautifully matches a scientific discovery made centuries later, theory of internal wave in the deep sea. This verse not only just a metaphor, it is a real example of how Quran speaks about things unknown to human at the time, proving its divine origin.
When we think of the sea, the first thing that comes to mind is usually wave, the one we see moving up and down on the surface. These are called surface waves. Surface waves happen when the winds blow across the top of the ocean. The air pushes the water and creates the wave we can see. This wave can be small and gentle or big and powerful during storms. But did you know that the waves don't only happen on the surface? Deep inside the ocean, there are the other waves that most people have never seen. These are called internal waves. Internal waves happen inside the ocean between layers of water. These layers have different weights. Some water is heavier or lighter because of temperature or salt. One layer moves up and down just like surface wave. We can't see it from above, but scientists use special tools to study them. Internal waves are usually much bigger than surface waves, but they move very slowly. Even though we can't see them, they are very important. Internal waves help mix the water, move it, and carry nutrients that the sea animals need to survive.
In short, for everyone's information, the ocean is divided into several layers based on depth and light. The first layer, epipelagic, is the top part with a lot of sunlight and many sea creatures like fish and plankton. Below that is the mesopelagic layer, where light becomes limited and the temperature gets colder, whereby many glowing fish live here. Deeper down are the bathypelagic and abyssopelagic layers, which are completely dark with high pressure and only unique sea creatures can survive. The deepest part is the hydropelagic layer, found in ocean trenches like the Mariana Trench. Amazingly, all of this was already mentioned in the Quran over 1,400 years ago.
Okay, lepas tu macam mana kalau contoh tiba-tiba masa abang tengah belayar tu kan nak tangkap ikan tu, macam ombak kuat ke, macam mana abang atasi benda tu?
Ya, kita atasi kalau kita tengah jaring tengah buang, kita tunggu dulu angin reda.
Oh, tunggu je lah, duduk je.
Kalau kita tengah jalan, kita terus jalan lah pelan-pelan.
So abang ada tak pengalaman yang macam berbahaya waktu abang
Macam
pergi?
tengah-tengah tangkap ikan, tiba-tiba ombak
Banyak.
gitu. Ada kan?
Kalau laut ni banyak.
Cuba abang cerita salah satu.
Contohlah cerita kalau keadaan tu berlaku.
Kadang kita pun sempat tenggelam.
Oh,
Oh, pernah ke?
Nah, kalau ada ombak, kita pun tak boleh lalu atas peting. Pasal gelombang tu sangat besar.
faham. Tak boleh lalu atas peti.
Sebenarnya kan itu pasal dia tohu. Macam malam tadi kita orang nak turun pukul 3. Tengok sampai dekat sini luar, angin dah turun, kita patah balik.
Oh ya.
Angin kita patah balik, tak jadi turun.
Kalau angin dia akan sekali ombak.
Dia effect sekali.
Now, let's begin. First, we fill the tank with the salt water and add a few drops of blue coloring so that we can see it more clearly. Then, using the syringe, we slowly add the fresh water on top. We have to do this very gently so that the two layers don't mix. Because of the difference in density, the salt water will stay at the bottom and the fresh water will float on top. If you look closely, you will notice there's a clear boundary between the two, like an invisible wall that separates them. We can see waves forming beneath the surface along boundary between the salt and fresh water. These are called internal waves. They are not visible on the surface like normal waves at the beach, but they travel within the ocean between layers with different densities. This simple experiment shows exactly what the Quran described 1,400 years ago, waves on top of waves.
Here's what makes this verse incredible. In the 7th century, there were no submarines, no scuba diving, no satellite imaging. So how could this information appear in the Quran revealed to a man who lived in the desert? The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ couldn't have guessed this, which makes us ask, could this be more than just coincidence?
Many people read the Quran every day, but not everyone realizes that the Quran does not only contain spiritual guidance, it also includes amazing scientific knowledge. But why don't more people know about this? Because many read Quran without understanding it. Something is only for religious people, not for scientists or ordinary readers. So what we can do?
Solution to the lack of Quranic appreciation through the scientific knowledge from an Islamic perspective. First solution is we must view the Quran as comprehensive source of knowledge, including scientific understanding. So we must know that our Quran not just explain about the Islamic religion itself, but it also includes all sorts of knowledge. Number 2 is we must practice tadabbur, deep reflection on the Quran with a scientific approach. We must not only read and translate it, but we must deeply understanding on how to know why Allah created something. Number 3, we must follow the example of the early Muslim scholars who study science based off the Quran. We must learn from the expert and gain knowledge about Quran and science.
And for the summary, the lack of understanding and appreciation of the Quran has caused so many Muslims to overlook the greatness of knowledge it contains, including the scientific facts such as the theory of ocean layers that have been mentioned in Quran long time ago.
The Quran isn't a science textbook, but it contains science. Verses like this one remind us that Islam doesn't reject science, but it invites it. Maybe it's time we explore the Quran not just with faith, but with curiosity, because the more we learn, the deeper the signs go, just like waves beneath waves.